If you have not ever dealt with an issue where you had to get some junk removed, you haven't lived on this planet long enough. I've been through it. So many people have. It's a stressful event. We've got an expert here to talk to you about how you make sure to get it handled correctly. Stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone, to Your Little Castle Show, where we can help in all facets of life, including helping people get organized, getting the junk removed from their world. And if you haven't been in America, we hear that the other countries joke about the fact America just keeps buying and selling stuff all day long, all kinds of gadgets, all kinds of stuff, and eventually you end up with it piling up, and you need to have it removed, whether it's furniture or trinkets or refrigerators. I mean, I guess decks, hot tubs, we've talked about it all. With that, we've got an expert in the building here who has been helping me to understand what goes on. Jeremy Meyer, he's the owner and founder of The Hauling Ace. And I'm going to make sure we got the correct full. The Hauling Ace Junk Removal LLC, junk removal and dumpster rental. The dumpster rental piece is really key because I did hire a guy one time, but he didn't have any place to take it. He took it out somewhere and burned it or something. I'm not sure what he did, but it might be breaking some rules there. I don't want to get, but hey, once out of my hands, hopefully, right? It was a long time ago, but having a dumpster and having the right facilities to take to get rid of stuff, you're really helping people get their lives back online here. What is the biggest mistake that people make when they're going through this process? They've got an issue, and you've talked about the few different scenarios that people have: remodeling, renovations, flipping a house. Somebody passed away. We talked about not yet a whole lot, but college kids move out and left some of their stuff behind.
Yep.
What's the biggest mistake you see people make?
Well, I hate to say this, but they try to get the cheapest route available. They want to do it cheap, and typically either somebody won't show up or they won't have the right equipment. Maybe their truck's not working that day, or they don't have enough space to put all the stuff. Then they just never show up again. So that would probably be the biggest mistake. I mean, I always recommend at least get an estimate. If you get an estimate, it's no pressure. I walk away. You tell me to kick rocks, I'll
Right.
go down the road. But get an estimate and find out what it is. It may not be as much as you think it is.
Yeah, you're talking $299 to start off with a full dumpster,
Right.
and that's a yard, or how do they measure those? You said it's about 15.
We measure how I explain it to people is we measure about the size of a wash machine that everyone has. That's about the volume of 1 yard. So we have 15 yards.
Okay, I didn't realize. Okay, that's how you measure that. But all pricing and everything is available. You've got, and that probably can be subject to change. But so we'll tell everybody that. But you got a nice looking website, very informational, right? But there you can see it. And wow, just to add a day or two doesn't cost much extra. And so you're talking $350 for up to 6 days. Is that right?
Yep.
And so make it easy for somebody and very affordable, especially when you're talking about. Now, if they fill up a dumpster and they need it to be hauled off, and then they need it to use it again, does it cost extra, or you got to pay for another one, or how does it?
So what we've worked out a deal where if you want 2 consecutive dumpsters or more, it's around $265. Now that's to be competitive with some of these 30, 40-yard dumpsters. Also, they have the choice of having both dumpsters on the property at the same time, or they can have them swapped out. Now, I think the total is around $530 for the 2 dumpsters, and then if they want to add a third or a fourth, they could do that. But yeah, we that's another way we can be a little bit more flexible and to our customer what they need.
Yeah, again, back to if you've ever hauled a bunch of junk and found the places that you can go, and then they charge you to get there, and you got to roll up. I've done this, and then it ends up being a whole lot extra work. I mean, you're talking adding double the amount of time almost, just to get just because when you've got to haul it off, you can just take it and throw it in a container and walk away. A lot easier. Fill one up, get another one, repeat and rinse. They say, right? Makes it a lot more efficient.
And we've had neighborhoods who they have like a whole neighborhood clean out, and we'll put one dumpster on this street, one dumpster on this street, and both sides of the neighborhood can go all in on the dumpster, and they can just throw their stuff in there.
Okay, yeah, and then probably roll that into the uh, annual fees for the neighborhood, right? But
Right.
and HOC, whatever. But they've got to can make sure that everybody gets taken care of. That's nice to be able to provide the service because how often does they say just put the junk out in front of your house? And I guess there's some services that come by and pick that up, but that doesn't seem to be near as efficient. It
Sometimes
can be
no.
a little costly
Right.
to do that, to hire that. And so, subdivision cities are doing that, but that's coming out of your tax money somewhere. But do you focus mostly residential? Is there a little bit of commercial work you do, or what do you prefer, and how much of each?
I think our focus is mostly residential. We do have some commercial tree companies. We've knocked down houses. Well, that's a shed there, but we've taken down some small mobile homes. As far as commercial, we probably have a lot of local construction contractors. Sometimes they get in a pinch, they call us, and we drop a dumpster for them.
Yeah, I've shown everybody your Facebook page. Lots of great images there. But yeah, mostly I can see it. Most times it's going to be residential, but everyone, you might have a small business guy who needs some stuff hauled away.
Absolutely.
But, same offers apply and can take care of those as well. What do you like most about the St. Louis area? Now you're going as far down. It says on your website there. I think I saw Franklin County. Let me look at what it said here. Franklin, Gasconade. Tell me about where you service and why you like servicing those areas.
So I think we do Jefferson County, Gasconade County, Franklin County, and what's the one just south of Sullivan?
I would have to look that one up, but I've been to Sullivan many
So
times.
we'll go as far as Sullivan, and then
Highway 44, yeah.
Yep, and we actually are doing a job tomorrow, Thursday. I think we're almost in Illinois, all the way up 55. We've been doing a lot of work in South County. South County has been buzzing lately. So
Really. Lots of rehabbing there or flipping or houses.
flipping, rehabbing. That's an amazing area. I love going there. I don't know about my partner over there, but I love it. I think the area is just neat. It's just
How often do you find something you're like, holy cow, I can't believe they're throwing this away? And you're like, oh.
at first, yes,
You're like, wait a minute, we're not going to keep doing this.
there was things like that. Now it's like it's just stuff.
It's just stuff.
It's just stuff.
You've seen enough of it, but yeah. But some people, and you said you do. Obviously, you said take the time to say, hey, this is something that can be recycled, and we'll give it to somebody, or some
Right.
furniture that can be reused by somebody else, and you've got means to do that as well.
If it has value and we know it has value, we're going to make sure the customer knows. There have been times where like, hey, this has some value. Now, sometimes the customer's like, yeah, that's why I called you. I don't want to get rid of it, or I can't get rid of it. So we'll take it. We sell it for a lot less than what it would be valued at, just to get rid of it, because we can't hold things for very long.
Right.
But yeah, we come into that all the time, and we will let the customer know, and sometimes they'll keep it, and sometimes they won't. So
Well, and that's talking about helping people there. It's people. How do you part with something? Well, if somebody else hauls it away, then a little easier for them
Right.
to deal with. I think of some stories like that myself. Tell me a time though. I can only imagine you've had lots of times where somebody's like, I don't know what to do, and you really had to go out of your way and make an exception to really help somebody. How often, is that like almost every case, or how often?
it's very sporadic, but it does happen. We had one that comes to mind in particular. I think we spent. I think it was supposed to be a 2-hour job. We spent about eight hours. He just did not want to get rid of his stuff. Daughter said, hey, things have got to go. I can't walk around in this house anymore.
Right.
Dad was like, I can't let go of it. It was neat. It was clean. Everything was very orderly. But things just had to go. It was just too cluttered. So we spent a little extra time there, sorting things out, throwing it away. We had a keep pile. That's where Laura shines. She's amazing whenever it comes to, helping people out with the organization and giving them tips on what they could, how they could store things better and organize things.
Yeah. So you're not there just to say let's get rid of everything. You're to say hey, let's help you determine what's worthy and figure out kind of a plan of attack for
Absolutely.
everything that has to go. Because there is a disagreement sometimes. The dad says I want to keep it. The daughter says it's got to go.
Right.
Figure some out a way to how to organize that, and Laura helps you with that too. That's very cool. Tell me a time where you had a challenge in your business and you were like, oh wow, I didn't see that coming, and it was kind of a shocker, but you learned from it and it made you stronger, made you better.
Oh man, that's every day is a new challenge. I would say one of the most Difficult challenges. Boy, I mean, are we talking about like wet
Steps.
weather? Huh?
The steps.
The
Stumps,
Steps. Yeah.
steps. Okay.
Yeah. We there sometimes jobs can be a little underbid because we didn't realize the nature of the grades
Oh, okay.
on steps or the amount of steps. Had a I can't remember the area, but this neighborhood is built basically on a lake. There's a straight down hill, and we removed this 3-tier deck. And it was early in my career. Again, I didn't quite understand it, and I learned a pretty valuable lesson that day about what that actually takes. So another one, I guess, would be the first mobile home that we took down. That was definitely a eye opener.
Yeah, and I was the entire mobile home the whole mobile home had to go away.
The whole mobile home had to go away. It was in the middle of nowhere. It was in the woods. There was a big hill. I had ordered 3 dumpsters. The guy who brought the dumpsters out, he backed out on me, and so I ended up with a little trailer and a little mini excavator. I tore it up and took about a month later, but the lady was really nice. She gave me a chance, and it really helped me to understand what was needed, what was required to do this job. So I'm kind of thankful for that.
Yeah, there we go. Those lessons that we have to learn as you go through the business. There's just some things you'll never see coming, but until you go through it, that's why they say experience is so important. But how many years of experience? Well, we're half a decade in now. You've seen quite a bit already, and I can imagine there was some of that stuff where you got to see a lot of the houses as a police officer and dealing with families and situations,
Right.
and the emotional ties people have to stuff too. So
Yep.
that helped you equip for you to do this job as well.
Yep. Yeah, we are. I've done a lot of training for mental health issues, so that's usually I can recognize it pretty quickly if that's the situation that we're dealing with, whether it's family that's helping another family member. So that training has really come in handy as well. I know if I can identify it and I can act accordingly and I can talk to them accordingly if that's something that we're dealing with.
Yeah. Well, how often is that the case where we have so much that people they're in over their head? They didn't realize all the stuff is piled up over the years, and now you're in a situation where they've got to help them get rid of this
Right.
and do something to get their life back in order, which so often is difficult. What's the average job take when you're doing this? Is it sometimes most of these are 1-day jobs, sometimes they're 2, often a week? You said that one took a month, but that was early on.
It can vary. There are times that a job may take 2 weeks. We're coming up on one next week where I believe it's going to be about a 3 or 4 day. We're going to be stripping siding off of a house, so I think that's going to take about 3 or 4 days.
Okay.
But generally we're talking it's a curbside. It could be anywhere from an hour to 6 hours. Tomorrow, I think we're doing about 2 loads, and I think it's going to take us about 3 or 4 hours because it's 2 different houses. It's real estate investors who have multiple houses in the area,
Gotcha.
and I believe that's going to be the one up north on 55. So we'll have those 2 houses. It's a little bit more complicated because there's brush involved. There's a few other things that take a little, a different. We have to handle the material differently.
Okay.
So.
Hazardous waste, do we get into that stuff? That could be another whole mess. So you got to bring in some expertise for that too.
So the hazardous waste, so cleaning supplies, a lot of people think are hazardous waste. Those are actually, those are acceptable at the landfill. Like I said, we go by NDR rules. I believe it's NDR. We go by their rules. Absolutely no gasoline. We don't typically accept paint unless it's in dirt or if it's in some cat litter or it's been dried up. We can take it,
Okay.
but we don't generally accept that.
Lots to learn, everybody, when you're getting a house renovated and you've got to excavate. You've got to clean it out, man. You got to get it back to where it can be functional again. So experts here to talk about it. With that, back to some of our fun. My buddy Jason, let's talk about cars for a minute. How many people Don't let your car get to where it's turned into junk. But a lot of guys who do take care of their cars and soup them up, some classics here. And we'll be back here in just a minute. Cardinal Cowboy here, one of our sponsors, Mr. Franco, is hanging there, right?
DeFranco, Joey DeFranco.
Joey DeFranco. I've met Joey a couple times, I think, back in the day. So you've got Major League demos.
That's correct.
And you decided to sponsor this thing with some support from your business.
Yeah.
Why do you like this whole Cruising Limburg thing?
Oh man, we've been doing this forever. So I'm 40 years old. We used to come out, even before I had a license, we would be sitting out there at Shotzi's watching cars go by. Then we all got our license and did this. I mean, my buddy Jason here, he's got a car that we cruised in 25 years ago, and we're still up here doing it, and that's pretty wild to me.
Now, you didn't ever drive a car before you had a license.
Absolutely.
Not gonna say that on camera. Hey man, thanks for your support.
Absolutely.
I'll get a shot of your vehicle over there. There it is. That it right there?
Yes, sir.
All right. And what does that do? Is that excavation or?
You gotta look it up. If you don't know what the killdozer is.
Killdozer.
Yeah, you gotta look it up.
People need that. You can help people building, I guess.
Yeah.
Right? Get the land ready. All right. Good work, everybody.
All right. Thank you.
Franklin. All right. Let's walk down the line here. Oh, look at this thing. All right. So it didn't take long. I walked one car into this awesome event. And ladies and gentlemen, Jeff, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
What brought you up here to Cruising Limburg?
I just heard there's a car show, heard it's one of the best in town, never been, so thought I'd try it out. Just got my car last year and wanted to come hang out with some other cars.
So what kind of little, I'm gonna turn the camera here. Tell us about this little car. Jeff, what is this thing?
It's
That's a Corvette, what year?
24 Corvette Z06.
Z06. Show us a little bit about it here. You got anything going?
Well, I can tell you, I put a lot of aftermarket parts on, a lot of carbon fiber. You go back and look at the engine.
Hold on till he comes through. Don't you too, brother. You got me? Good work, everybody. We'll be back. Giddy up.
His name is Carter Rethwich, but in St. Louis, he's known as the Cardinal Cowboy. He's a well-known fixture in the stands at sporting events in the Gateway City. He's one of its greatest cheerleaders, a super fan like no other. When he makes his rounds at almost every home game, he shares his love for sports with the rest of fandom with a smile, a cheer, some positive encouragement, and lots of selfies and pics. But the Cardinal Cowboy was born of a tragic incident. Rethwich was an aspiring athlete in high school and college. He dreamed of playing in the big leagues, but those dreams ended when he and 3 of his college friends were hit with a devastating crash by a 5-time drunk driver. One of his best friends died. Carter suffered a critical head injury. The trauma put him in a coma for 6 days. The doctors said he was never expected to function again. Those expectations never came true. He fought back and finished college. He was determined to prove the doctors wrong. Among other inspirations, it was his love of baseball that kept him going. And from his near-death experience, the Cardinal Cowboy emerged. His goal in life became to inspire others with positivity despite the odds, to help people believe in themselves and achieve their dreams.
So after my coma, I realized that it was up to me if I was going to accomplish my goals, if I was going to reach my dreams. Despite what the naysayers would say, the people that were discouraging me, like they do everyone, it's up to me if I'm going to make it. Don't listen to the naysayers. It's up to you. You decide whether you're going to succeed, whether you're going to reach your goals. Dream, and then always, always chase your dreams. Never give up. Giddy up. By now, we are on ABC 5 times a week. So many businesses are loving what we're doing to help them get their name out there. We'll sit right here in our guest chair, right here, sitting here talking to us. We're going to put on the wall your website and everything about you, and highlight you as a leader. Fill out the form you see here on our website. It's bigleagues.com, and if you go to bigleagues.com, fill out this form. Takes just a couple seconds, and you can even schedule yourself right here. Schedule yourself to be on the show, and there's no charge for us to record you. There's no charge to be in the studio. Check it out if you would like to be on. Fill out the form again, bigleagues.com. This is where we can turn any interview into a series of clips. A professional video on your website closes more sales by instantly building trust, clearly explaining complex products, and keeping visitors engaged longer, reducing bounce rate by 34%. It'll help you to gain that credibility, increase engagement, simplify complex tasks, lower your sales friction, and boost your rankings on the search engine. So this is all kind of a no-brainer. See how we've now had over 500 interviews and now almost 250 different business owners. Go to bigleagues.com. That's BIGGLEAGUES.com. Go to bigleagues.com and get signed up. You can schedule right from there. Got about 8 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back. The Your Little Castle show, we get to talk about technology and how things are impacted and how the world, but we talk about how you can get the word out. We're a media source, right? We help people to create media for their business that looks good. Magnetize your media. This book talks about it. I wrote the foreword here. This is a #1 seller on Amazon. You can pick up a copy. But with that, we talk about how has technology impacted the way you do things. And now you've got organized and websites. And boy, when you had a change of an address can really mess things up with Google, and
Right.
How important we dependent to become on Google and on the resources on the interwebs. Tell me about some of your technical learnings over the years.
Yeah, so we do have customers who will order services online. So we have to coordinate that with the people who call or text or send. We have multiple options. We have email. You can text us through the website. You can text through the phone number. But yeah, we've had some experience with Google and setting up the website, and there's a lot of things technologically that I know now that I didn't know 4 years ago.
Didn't know you have to become a technical expert to have a business these days, but that's so true. And I always tell people, before you call me, because I'm the computer guy, right? Reboot, reboot, and it'll fix about 87% of your problems out there. And then you call me and you say, "Oh, that fixed it. Okay, good job." But with that, there's a lot of mistakes that can be made in your space. What are some of the mistakes you see some of your competitors make? Obviously, not naming the names of those guys, but
No.
do they always sell the big jobs, or are they overbid, or what are the issues you see a lot of times?
The #1 concern I have is the race to the bottom. Everybody
Okay.
wants to be the cheapest guy because they want to undercut everybody else. I would say that the quality of the work, if you offer a good service, then get what it's worth.
Yeah, charge what it's worth, because if you're undercharging, you may not be in business too much longer.
You won't be around much longer.
Can't pay the bills, and how many people are not valuing what they're bringing to the table. So there's times when you've had to walk away from a deal. You're like, you got a deal from those guys for that price?
Absolutely.
You're going to probably run into some problems, but we won't talk about that. We'll let you go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
And figure out some people have to figure out some things the hard way. What's the process? And you mentioned that, so people can pretty easily. I'm going to put the website back up here for everybody, but go to the website. Yeah, so you got a little chat down here. You can start a chat. You've got the phone number there at the top, 573-552-6829, right?
Yep.
They can text right to that, and here we are. You've got all the information for what it takes to get started, and a little bit more. Your policies, frequently asked questions, but pretty straightforward. Once somebody's gotten a hold of you, there's your form at the bottom. They can fill out the form. That'll go to you. Creates an email. Walk me through the process after that.
Yeah, so when they order a service, they might have some questions. The customer can call me, or if there's some information that they want that's not on the website, they can call me. I will take down all their information, name, phone number, email, and then I schedule them in a schedule book, and whenever the day comes to bring the dumpster out or to perform the service, then we usually send a text about 15 to 30 minutes prior to arrival to let them know that we're on our way. And if anything changes, I just tell them to give me a call or let me know. We do not have a policy on cancellations. If you cancel within 24 hours, there's we don't have any fees or anything to pay. We understand things come up, and that could be another stress. And then they can reschedule or just cut it out completely. So.
Okay. Yeah. Well, easy to work with, and somebody who takes the effort to make it a viable service for a lot of people. Because when you've got your life disorganized, I can tell you from personal experience, when people, I had to help them get their lives on path a little bit. But it starts with getting your life organized at your home, and keeping everything so that you're not scrambled in your brain.
Right.
A scrambled mind is something that isn't going to be productive. So, what's the biggest question people have for you? Is it always price? Is it availability? What are the things you most often hear from people?
Availability is the first question they ask me.
Okay.
And price was the question they asked
Right
at the
at-
start. Now they're asking me, when are you available?
Okay.
So it's kind of changed with my mindset as well. I used to be the guy that wanted to undercut everybody else, and I realized real quick that like you said, I won't be in business long.
Yeah.
So, but now it's hey, when are you available? I need a dumpster, or I need this, or and it helps to have repeat customers. We have a lot of repeat customers. I think that's what we're mainly doing right now. So that would be the number one question.
Yeah. So you've done a good job. You've earned the easiest customer to get is somebody who's already been a customer.
Right.
Repeat businesses. And if you've got that going, that means you're doing a good job because people are coming back to you. How many times do we have those guys cut corners, do it haphazardly, and then it's the last job they're going to get from that
Yep.
person? That's the short-term perspective and not going to make for a successful business. You can't be in business. You want to stay in business so you can keep helping people, right? Obviously important. What would you say gives you the most satisfaction ultimately when it boils down to it at the end of the day? What do you enjoy most about what you get to do?
It's 100% when a customer says, "Man, I didn't know what to do. You set me in the right direction. I don't know what I would have done had I not found your services." And then they're genuine. This isn't something that they're just saying because they think they should. This is a genuine interaction that I have with customers on a daily basis.
That makes you feel good. I mean, yeah, obviously,
That's hands down the best.
yeah. And so we all want to perform a job that makes other people to be happy and give them that sense of pride and why they. But you really get to help people get their lives back in order.
Right.
And I've seen hoarded houses where there's just literally the room was covered with everything. There were paths to get to where.
Right.
You've seen these pictures to get to where they need to go, and you're saying, "We got you. We're going to get this back in order. Give us a couple hours, or give us a couple days." And it's not terribly expensive, and all of a sudden now their life can be back in order.
Right. Yep. And I've had instances where friends are like, "Man, if you would just start making videos of this, of you doing this, I watch the photos all the time. I want to see videos. Like
Right.
this would be interesting." And I'm like, "Well, that might be coming down the line." So
Well, I can help you with that. Yeah, there's cameras you can get on. Just strap them on your head, strap them on your shoulder. I got all the different. There's ones you can put on your chest. Anything you name it out there. But yeah, sharing that kind of information helps keep it in perspective. As we finish up here, we got about 30 seconds left. How do you feel like you best contribute? You've got some organizations you've worked with, some people who you will help with your services. Tell me about that real quick.
we've reached out. Most of what we do is on more of a personal level. There aren't any national charities that we've dealt with yet. If there are homeless in the area, we will reach out and we will try to get whatever they need. If someone says, "Hey, this person needs this, and this, or some clothes," we'll reach out and we'll help with that. But
There we go. Sorry, guys, we're finishing up here. You're watching the Your Little Castle show. Get a hold of our guys here. Giddy up.